Hello. Okay, so once again I am late. I had a lot of trouble going for some reason connecting the camera today. It was just not connecting. So I do apologize for that. So I got a new teleprompter and I was so excited to use it today. And then, of course, it was not working. So I see that one person is logged on. So I will not be using my fancy teleprompter today. Now, YouTube doesn't show me who's watching, it just shows me that someone is watching. So if you have a question, I will be checking the chat. Feel free to, you can put your question in the chat if you have any question regarding nursing or anything like that. I am here for you. If you don't have any questions, that is fine too. Today, I wanted to discuss the 7 Steps to Success by John C. Maxwell. I actually am. This is a little book that was given to me way back when I graduated high school, believe it or not, and I've held on to it all these years. I love reading, so I will be going over the 7 steps to success. And like I said, I'll be going back and forth. If you see me looking down, I'm looking at my computer to see if anybody's typing in the chat. So, the first step to success is to commit to grow daily. So, success happens as a result of growth. A lot of people think that some of the people that are extremely successful that they just got a lucky break. But before nursing, I actually went to acting school, and there's a saying in the industry that says like an overnight success takes 10 years. So just commit to growing 1% every day. If you make an effort to grow, just get a little bit better every day, it's a lot less overwhelming than saying, for example, with YouTube, oh, by the end of the year, I want to have 100,000 subscribers, right? And it's your first year on YouTube. If you're making your goal to grow a little bit every day, it won't be long before you see positive results in your life. So, does anybody that's watching want to leave a comment below or chat in the box? What is one thing that you want to grow or improve on or learn? For me, I'm currently learning French on an app called Duolingo, Duolingo. It's super convenient. And this is not sponsored by them or anything, but that's one area I want to brush up on my French and learn more French. So that's what I'm doing this year. But goals that you could do for yourself to commit to grow every day. It could be to learn a new language. It could be to go back to school. It could be to save more money. It could be to meditate or read a book, etc. So, number two, the second step to success is to value the process more than the events. And Miley Cyrus said it in her song, It's the Climb, right? Enjoy the journey. And a lot of times, when you are in the journey, that is when you are learning some of your hardest lessons and the most important lessons. And when you get to that goal, sometimes you get there and you look back and you're like, wow, I really wish I had taken the time to really appreciate the journey. So, you want to learn from your mistakes. It's not failure, it's feedback. That's important to know. We all fail. I've failed before, but the importance is to learn from your mistakes, improve on it, and say, what can I do to improve on that? If you do want to go to the next level, you do want to strive for continual improvement. In nursing, we always say we're lifelong learners. I think it's important to learn from anyone and to never see yourself as superior to others. You can learn from anyone. So bringing this back to nursing, you just like you can learn from a doctor, you can learn from a medical assistant. I mean, you can learn something from everybody, the cleaning lady, the janitor. So always stay humble. Step number three for steps to success is don't wait for motivation. So Jerry West was a professional basketball player, and he said that you can't get much done in your life if you only work on days when you feel good. So, like Nike says, just do it. The hardest part truly is showing up, and you have to show up even when you don't feel like going through it. As I was going through nursing school, there were so many times because I lived far away from clinical sites, I would have to wake up at 4 in the morning. So I definitely didn't feel like waking up at 4 in the morning. But getting that discipline and doing stuff, even when you don't feel like doing it, is going to carry you through life and it's going to get you to your goals. Let's see. Step number 4 is be willing to sacrifice pleasure for opportunity. So basically, you pay now and you play later. And I definitely feel this, not to say that like you just want to put your head down and grind and never have fun. Of course, life is about balance, but I definitely feel like I paid in my 20s. Like most of my 20s, I was in school. So I don't, well, I went to after high school, I went to acting school because before nursing, I loved acting and singing. So I pursued that in New York for about 3 years. And then I got tired of living in poverty and I was like, okay, I need to go to school for something that has stability that I enjoy and that has longevity. So I picked nursing. And once I went to school for nursing, I never looked back, right? So I got my associates, then my bachelor's, then I enrolled in a bridge program for BSN to MSN and nurse educator. So I got my master's in nursing education. And then after I was done with nursing education, I wanted to do family nurse practitioner. So I was in school pretty much all of my 20s. And I'm grateful that I was. I don't feel like I missed out. I'm an introvert to begin with, so I don't feel like I missed out on the whole partying phase because I don't really like to party. But I feel so grateful that I'm able to have a great job now that pays well versus scrambling and living in poverty because I have lived in poverty and it is not fun, right? When you are struggling to make ends meet, it's very stressful. And I don't, if you watch my channel, routinely, you may or may not know that I have an autoimmune condition called Sjogren's. And with that, I need to go to the doctor a lot and I need to have like injections to help me feel better. I've had PRP injected, like platelet rich plasma. I believe in a lot of natural medicine, but all of those procedures are very expensive. So if I didn't have a good job and I didn't make decent money, I wouldn't be able to have bought a house, be able to afford medical visits and all that. So definitely you pay now, play later. And for everything in life, you're going to pay a price, and you choose whether you're going to pay it up front or at the back end of life. So if you pay first, then you will enjoy greater rewards in the end, and those rewards taste sweeter. And it's true when you work for stuff and it's not just handed for you, you appreciate it a lot more. Okay. Number 5 is dream big. So I definitely dream big. In my family, I've always been like the dreamer. Like I already said, when I was young, I was sure I was going to be like a famous singer and actress. Like I was delusionally optimistic. That never came about, but at least I pursued it. And at least I don't have that what if in the back of my mind, right? After high school, like I said, I did go to New York. I did try that for 3 years. And then I just was like, you know what? I'm tired of being away from my family and living in poverty. And the industry, like, it's a lot of, there was one incident that really just, I was like, I'm done after this. I had paid a producer a certain amount of money, and then he kind of like blackmailed me. He was like, if you don't sleep with me, I will not finish your demo. And I had paid this producer like the last of my savings to be able to make this demo. And of course, I'm not going to compromise my ethics. So I was like, I'm done. Like, I'm done with this industry. So, you may crash and fall, right? I dreamed big and I didn't achieve my dream, but at least I tried. And that to me is a huge consolation. Like I said, I don't sit and wonder like what if I had pursued this. Another instance of like dreaming big is back in the day with track runners, they couldn't break that 4 minute mile. Like they thought it was impossible until one person did it. And then everyone saw it was feasible and more people started to be able to do this. So the potential that exists within us is limitless and largely untapped. So dream big. My new dream big goal is to be on Amazing Race. I love the show. I would love to be on that show. Share in the comments what's one of your dreams. So I have actually submitted an audition tape to Amazing Race. So hopefully I get it. But if I don't, again, I can say, well, I submitted my audition tape, and if I don't get it, at least I tried. Number 6 is plan your priorities. And so Zig Ziglar says that if you plan to fail, if you fail to plan, you plan to fail. So you want to manage your time. Henry Kaiser says that every minute you spend in planning will save you two in execution. And it's kind of like that quote by Abraham Lincoln that it's like, if I had, and the time varies, if I had 6 hours to chop down a tree, I would spend the first 4 hours sharpening my axe and then the other two cutting the tree down, right? So you don't want to run with your day like a chicken with a head cut off. If you plan accordingly, you can fit so much more into your day. And then the last step to success, the seventh step is give up to go up. And not in the sense of like quitting, but nothing of value comes without sacrifice. And if you want to achieve success in life, you may have to pass up on other things that people are doing. So for example, you may not be being in nursing school, right? So many times that you can't hang out with your friends or go do stuff that maybe you would want to go do because you're studying. So, life is filled with critical moments when you will have the opportunity to trade one thing you value for another. So, you have an exam, you really want to go out with your friends. What choice are you going to make? So, you want to keep your eyes open to those opportunities and make sure that you always trade up and not down. So, that has been today's live. If there's any questions, make sure that you put them in the chat box before I sign off. If not, that will be it for today. And hopefully I can hook up my teleprompter so that next week it will be up and running. Thank you so much for watching. Until next week, and make sure if you got value that you like, that you subscribe to my channel. Like I said, I go live weekly and I'm here to answer your questions. Bye.